Today is February 10th, 2026. It is 2:30 a.m. This is video number 2. We're just gonna continue to where we left off. We're talking about the Epstein file and relation to the royal family. Okay, looking back, Prince Harry's timing to get out and take his family out was perfect. He is sitting pretty right now. Abolish the monarchy. Okay, every time the squad said that, I have to mention this. It was William who kicked Harry out, and they wanted Harry to either fully in or fully out. Harry and Meghan wanted to stay. They wanted to do 50-50. In the Oprah interview, they both said they were willing to stay.
Was the move about getting away from the UK press, because the press is, is everywhere, or was the move because you weren't getting enough support from the firm?
It was both.
Both.
I needed to do this for my family. This is not a surprise to anybody. It's really sad that it's got to this point, but I've got to do something for my own mental health, for my wife's, and for Archie's as well, because I could see where this was headed.
I don't think Meghan knew all of this nonsense that was going in the background, despite the fact that she came from a Hollywood world where the Epstein is still in the background. But she came out unscattered. She was not part of this system. And she almost went and stay in that system. Epstein was everywhere. Okay? So, in the Oprah interview, they both said they wanted to stay. William kicked them out because they did not want all in, and there's probably other implication that we do sort of know, where they had issues with Meghan in terms of her skin color.
You certainly must have had some conversations with Harry about it and have your own suspicions as to why they didn't want to make Archie a prince. What are those thoughts? Why do you think that is? Do you think it's because of his race?
During Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's 90-minute interview with Oprah Winfrey, the Duchess of Sussex revealed that it was the royal family's decision not to make Archie a prince, and implied his race was a factor.
In those months when I was pregnant, all around this same time, so we had in tandem the conversation of he won't be given security, he's not going to be given a title, and also concerns and conversations about how dark his skin might be when he's born.
This special is going to be the first time we hear Meghan talking about race and how racism has affected her, especially during her time as a working member of the royal family. She'll also be addressing racism in the UK, which takes a slightly different form to other parts of the world, including the US.
While speaking with Oprah about the conversation over Archie's title, Meghan said there were concerns about how dark her son's skin might be, but she wouldn't reveal who in the family was initiating those conversations.
I think that would be very damaging to them.
We know that one of the things Meghan is going to be asked about is the subject of race, what it was like being a biracial woman marrying into one of the oldest establishments in the world, the House of Windsor. There will be people that are very nervous about that, and Oprah wouldn't be doing her job, of course, if she didn't ask the difficult questions.
Harry later confirmed those discussions took place, but he wasn't comfortable sharing specifics.
That conversation I'm never going to share. But at the time it was awkward. I was a bit shocked.
Can you tell us what the question was?
No, I'm not comfortable sharing that.
Okay.
Harry added that the royal family didn't want his child to have the title of a prince or a princess and honor his older brother William's 3 children all received. And in the last few months of Meghan's pregnancy, she says she and Harry were told their child wouldn't have security either.
The idea of our son not being safe, and also the idea of the first member of color in this family not being titled in the same way that other grandchildren would be. The other piece of that conversation is when you're the grandchild of the monarch, so when Harry's dad becomes king, automatically Archie and our next baby would become prince or princess. Also, it's not their right to take it away.
I think for both of them, the attitude is so be it. Because for so many years, the whole world has spoken about Harry and Meghan, but they haven't been able to speak themselves. And you know, who can forget that question from Oprah in the first preview, were you silent or were you silenced, to Meghan? And we're really going to hear the extent of that. And I think that when people do, they'll have a much better idea of what they're up against.
Following Sunday's tell-all special, Oprah appeared on Monday's CBS This Morning and revealed that while Prince Harry would not share the identity of the member of the royal family who made comments about his child's skin color, he did share who wasn't behind those conversations.
He did not share the identity with me, but he wanted to make sure that I knew, and if I had an opportunity to share it, that it was not his grandmother nor his grandfather that were a part of those conversations.
In another bonus clip from the interview shared on Monday, Meghan opens up about the scrutiny she and her sister-in-law Kate Middleton received from the British press, explaining that there is one major difference.
Unfortunately, if members of his family say, well, this is what's happened to all of us, or if they can compare what the experience that I went through was similar to what has been shared with us. Kate was called Waity Katie, waiting to marry William. While I imagine that was really hard, and I can't picture what that felt like, this is not the same. And if a member of his family will comfortably say, we've all had to deal with things that are rude and racist are not the same.
Meanwhile, Harry said it would have made a huge difference if his family had acknowledged the racism facing his wife.
There's a lot of people that have seen it for what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people. Like, it's talked about across the world. Yet, the very people that don't want to see it or can't see it choose not to see it.
All right, so we need to thank William for that. All right, so they're pretty much saying that things is collapsing. They're not part of this nonsense that's going on. All right, King Charles evicts Harry and Meghan from Frogmore Cottage and offers home to Prince Andrew. The thing is still empty, okay? Frogmore Cottage is still empty. Prince Andrew will seemingly not lose royal protection like Prince Harry after title strip, expert says. People are upset because Harry didn't do anything, but they remove his title. But this one, he's deep, ball deep into the Epstein nonsense. William and Kate would prefer Andrew as neighbor over Harry and Meghan's claim, royal commentator. So the squad just showing receipt. That's pretty much it. Alright, let's pause this. Harry will always be on the right side of history. He's been very clear and stating he's seen their business model and wants no part of it. He's the only decent blood relation to come out of that mess of a dysfunctional family, abolish the monarchy. And not to mention the timing of his best-selling memoir. That's an ad, 100%. I love it for them, safe and sound in California. I agreed. The stink is more with the current royal family in England. They should have just protect Andrew instead of taking his title. Now everyone is at risk in the royal family. Well, Meghan was with Andrew too. What? Please, I don't even need to finish with that. Meghan didn't even know who Andrew was. Was it in Spare? I don't think I have that audio of it, where the first time they went to meet the Queen and Andrew was there and Meghan asked Harry, who's that guy who's holding the Queen's purse? She didn't even know who he was. Next tweet. Okay, so there's more of this, and I think it started from that, but this is the one that I bookmark. Deeply concerned. We got receipt. William and Kate are liars. This is what I was saying. They got receipt. William and Kate would prefer Andrew as neighbor over Harry and Meghan's claim, royal commentator. There they are here, driving Andrew. Concern. I don't think these people have any morals. From right and wrong. Let's read some of the comment. Deeply concerned equal thought and prayers to the victims. Abolish the monarchy. Is it race-based or lack of control? Exactly. Copying usual. That's not word. Was it? That's what Edred said. Okay, I don't know. capping as usual. That's what Edward said. William and Kate are liars anyway. That's why they pretend to be fine in front of the camera even though they're separated. Alright, so this comment came from the Associated Press. Prince William and Princess Catherine expressed concern for the victims of Jeffrey Epstein in a statement. The latest move by the British monarchy to distance itself from revelations about the former Prince Andrew's relationship with the convicted sex offender. Okay, so there's more of these. Receipt. How Jeffrey Epstein helped fund a charity that featured Prince William and David Beckham in a high-profile environmental campaign supported by King Charles. The charity quoted him for further donation after an initial $50,000 gift. Deeply concerned. And what was it? One of the U.S. News outlet was very upset, concerned about why would the monarchy, Charles, allow Trump to stay in one of the castles. I think I reported on it. Let's go to the next tweet. Yeah, I think they were trying to dine and make Trump delete those information. They're trying to be nice to him, but like I said in the first part of the video, is that there's people, even though the Trump administration put its people to manage to be the head of those departments, let's say DOJ, FEMA, or whatever, FBI or something like that, but the people who work under the head of the department, they have morals. They're the one who's keeping the truth. All right, they don't listen to, as long as they follow the law. That's all. Okay, let's get to this. In March 2011, it became public knowledge that Virginia Giuffre, then using the surname Roberts, claimed she had been trafficked by Jeffrey Epstein and forced to have sexual encounters with Prince Andrew. 8 years later, in June 2019, the below photo of the concerned couple was taken at Windsor Castle, seen here laughing and chatting and embracing Andrew, knowing what the rest of the world knew of what Andrew had done to Virginia. God rest her soul. Alright, in 2026, after the world backlash and outrage, the concerned couple transmitted their full concern and thought to the victims through their spokesperson. It appears Andrew is also seen as a victim of Epstein and all of this. Really? Otherwise, this concern would have been made known years and years ago. Robert was, oh please, this is the problem the UK had. Well, I don't know if this person is from the UK. Trying to blame the victim. You could read this one. Not too long ago, I was talking about this because Andrew, when Virginia brought the case to New York, Andrew wanted for the judge to dismiss it. You could understand. But they try to use all possible things for the judge to dismiss it. Talk about the Constitution of New York because Andrew Cuomo and extend the date from which the victims can file a lawsuit because of COVID. Okay, so Andrew was upset about that. What else? What did he use? Virginia was age of consent. But with every argument that Andrew's lawyer brought to the judge in New York, the judge dismissed it, then take it and said the fact that Virginia Giuffre said no, that was good enough for the judge to have the case move forward. And after that, that's when Andrew decided to settle. Okay? So these people, oh my goodness. He is William being very concerned as he drove Andrew to Balmoral while refusing to give Harry a ride. Okay, so there's all of that. You could pause and read these. There's that. Prince William has been painted as a tough guy, but he's actually deeply concerned about ex-Prince Andrew's mental health. So there's all of that. Let's go to the next one. Now this is a TikTok video, probably talking about the the Epstein thing. Let's see here. This gentleman has had enough of the racist pedophile president. Bullseye. Again, keep in mind the U.S. as stupid and racist and crazy a good portion of Americans are. When it comes to children, they're not backing down. Let's listen to this.
I'm gonna make sure I wait 24 hours before I post this video, because the last thing the internet needs right now is another poorly thought out, knee-jerk reaction to something. And I do feel I have a moral obligation to think before I speak, especially with how many people follow this account. I will not be sharing or displaying the meme that our president decided to post on Truth Social. Because one, it was not a mistake, and two, it was definitely not a surprise. At this point, pretending that we're caught off guard by that post is disingenuous at best. Which leads me to a far more important point about me and this page going forward. I will not.
Okay, so what is, I didn't listen to that, I thought it, because there were so many things about the Epstein thing. When was that? Was it Super Bowl or Saturday or Sunday? Trump posted a picture of former President Obama and Michelle Obama like monkeys or whatever. So a lot of people, Americans, were upset about that. Okay, all of this, I didn't really bring it up, but since this video is mentioning it, my intention, what I thought of it, he wanted to get people upset, okay, because stirring the pot for people to create more division. So he didn't get that kind of reaction that usually affect American when it comes to race issues. A lot of white people, you see, there's this guy who's talking about it, rejected it. They were very upset about that. Okay, this is why I said, when you look at, if you are outside of the US, there's a lot of changes that's going on within the US. It was necessary for some of the things that's happening is happening. And the other thing as well, why I think Trump did that, is to get black people out in the street to protest. Okay, black people are on the same page. They're like, no, we're gonna vote. This is where our protest will be, in the voting booth. Because the moment black people start protesting and things like that, martial law, black people not giving Trump dissatisfaction. So he did that to get people out. He's really triggering everything that used to have a reaction by the public. But instead, what you get is a lot of people are against it, including white. They're seeing the light now. Okay, so let me move it back slightly.
Which leads me to a far more important point about me and this page going forward. I will not be going back and forth with people anymore about this administration. I'm not trying to get people to hear me out anymore. I'm not trying to convince people of shit. When it comes to this administration, it's curtains. You have all the evidence you need 1,000 times over about this, morally, and more so, even if you agree with these morals, you have all the evidence you need fiscally to justify an impeachment. If you don't even want to get into the moral high ground stuff, you can just look at it from a performance-based perspective. And that alone is enough. If you aren't connected to reality anymore, fine. Society is moving on without you. It's honestly full-on embarrassing to see people, celebrities, internet personalities, somehow conflicted about saying something about what's going on. The absolute fantasy land where this man is somehow still defendable is a place where facts aren't allowed, where facts aren't given oxygen.
Okay. This is why the UK sent its people to come and take over mainstream medias and newspapers and all of that. We have to thank some influencers who stood with principle, because if many influencers, there's a good portion, let's say like Joe Rogan, for instance, who gave Trump and Elon the platform to spread their stupidity. I'm not talking about them, the smaller one, okay, who despite everything that was happening, they were on top of a lot of the social, economic, political issues that was going on, to let people know what's going on, to inform people. Like Too Raw, Too Real, he's another one, but sometimes when he's talking, he says a lot of profanity. It takes me a lot of time to keep on bleeping. Give me a lot of work to bleep his thing. But he's telling the facts. And Tabitha, another one. I will not say myself because I don't go too deep into those things. I will give you my opinion, and I've had some really good conversation in the comment section with people telling their facts and things like that. You could see how punishable my channel is. But anyway, so another word, shout out to the small influencers who stuck with principle to put the truth out there, despite mainstream media trying to blind the people. Alright, Trump trying not to fund NPR and all those public broadcasting thing to give people the truth. This is why he wanted the American people to be in the blind. So I'm glad some Americans are waking up. Alright, let's continue.
Place where facts aren't allowed, where facts aren't given oxygen. If you use your platform to say something right now, I promise you, you are not going out on a ledge. And I'm not saying that to disparage people who have said something. I'm just saying you're not going to lose endorsements in a few months because you said something about the shit going on. Man, the podcasts, the internet personalities, the creators who still haven't said something or just choose not to, they're going to fade into a dated obscurity, just like the rest of this administration.
There it is.
I'm not wasting another ounce of time on justification content for what's going on. So the next time I consume any videos of people justifying anything is going to be when the trials are on TV.
Okay. I didn't even know that's what he was I thought he was going to talk about the Epstein thing. But pretty much that. I've been saying it from the get-go. These people were after the money, but the principle, the ethical of things. Why would you risk your kids' future for a few bucks right now? The key things that I've always said, that's pretty much we should be focused on or to sustain us, is food, shelter, clothing. Anything else, just extra. But these people are so freaking blind with the glittery for fame and all of that. They left their principle behind. The ethical, it's unbelievable. I'm glad I put this because I didn't even know he was talking about that. Okay, nobody cares. Well, some people do. Because if we keep on putting the Joe Rogan people bringing lies to blind the people, what future do you have for your kids? I have said this in the past. My channel is an investment for the future, for my kids' future. At least I'm able to say what I thought was right. And I put my humble opinion. Many times, if you look on my community board, where things I have said in the past as my humble opinion, and then I come across an article that's pretty much saying it's a fact. It didn't say what you said is a fact. It just pretty much confirmed some of the things that I have said in the past. But anyway, there's some people, I don't understand them, but I'm not trying to... let's go to the next one. I'm not trying to convince anybody, but at least give you the idea. You could do further research. Alright, so this is a video. This is voters. Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor, the younger brother of King Charles, shared official British trade documents with Jeffrey Epstein in 2010, leaking information to the late sex offender from his role as a government envoy. Email appears to show. There's all of that. I have said in the past where these people, when they travel, nobody check their thing. The one that they caught Charles with a bag full of cash. Why did he get a bag full of cash? There has to be a reason. You have young people who work for the government, who risk their lives to get whatever secrecy. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, whatever it is, because every country have their own you know, what do you call them, spies to protect the citizen. But the elites people, they just don't care. They're selling it. Oh my God. But let's listen to this.
Files appear to show the former Prince Andrew shared British trade documents with the deceased sex offender. Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor, the younger brother of King Charles, was a government envoy when he shared the documents with Jeffrey Epstein in 2010. Andrew has always denied any wrongdoing and has not responded to requests for comment since the latest release of Epstein files in the US. The emails from the latest batch appear to show Andrew forwarded to Epstein reports about Vietnam, Singapore and other places, which he had been sent in relation to a trip he made in an official capacity. Trade envoys are usually barred from sharing sensitive or commercial documents under confidentiality rules. The Metropolitan Police did not immediately respond to a Reuters request for comment. Andrew has faced years of scrutiny over his relationship with Epstein, which cost him his titles and the royal mansion he had to move out of last week. As Charles was heckled on a visit to an English town on Monday, his son Prince William and
this is the problem. You have all these people who's allowing this behavior. One out of all of this who see the importance of it. And you have all these people trying to draw down his voice. This is the problem the UK has. How many of these people have their kids in the military, in the UK military, whichever part of the UK it is? Okay? And then you have these people who don't really care about the soldiers' lives. Make them put them in the front line to protect them. Oh my God. This is the problem. This is the problem.
His wife Kate said they were deeply concerned by the latest revelations. It was the most pointed message by the royals so far on the Epstein scandal.
We found out what he was up to.
Revelations from the Epstein files have also engulfed British Prime Minister Keir Starmer in the biggest crisis of his premiership over the last 10 days, after he appointed an acquaintance of Epstein, Peter Mandelson, as ambassador to the United States. Like Andrew, it appears Mandelson also shared sensitive government files with...
Okay, this is another example where they put their people in places, gatekeeping kind of thing. When I said the recycle system, they have their people in every place and decision making to protect them. So this is one of them. They put this guy who's pretty much deeply involved in the Epstein thing to gatekeep the information. Alright, so this is a perfect example of some of the things I've said.
Epstein. Police are investigating claims of misconduct while Mandelson was in public office. A second aide to Starmer stepped down on Monday over the decision to appoint Mandelson ambassador. Downing Street Communications chief Tim Allen said he was resigning to make way for a new team to support the British leader. That came a day after Starmer's closest aide, Morgan McSweeney, stepped down over the issue, which critics say has raised questions over Starmer's judgment and ability to govern.
Alright, so that's that. Let's go to the next one. This is a TikTok video. And then you have William defending Andrew. Alright, so this is another video. This gets sicker as you learn more. 1 minute and 29 seconds. Alright, I'm not gonna go through all of these. There's Pope Jumper. They're part of the problem too. Remember, there's a lot of issues in the Catholic system with the priests with young boys. Okay? Alright, so I'm just gonna, just in case if you guys wanna read, there's this. It's pretty legible, but I don't wanna read all of that. Alright, there's more. Pause and read. Female, personnel to work in the high social circle will be recruited. Another gatekeeping. Alright, there's all of that. James Murphy, there's all of this. Oh my God. It's just a screenshot. The intelligence Okay, nets were different and composition. The majority of Americans with, like, was that Chians, and the majority of Germans. Okay, so there's all of that. I can't really read it properly. The text were different part of the world. Okay, so there's that. Let's listen to the video.
Epstein was basically a penniless moron who couldn't graduate from college, and they placed him in a school, and then they sheep-dipped him at Bear Stearns, and then Les Wexner, who appears to have had an affair with him, then funded him as a fake billionaire, and that was the launch. Now, Epstein wasn't smart enough to actually run a prostitution ring. That's all Ghislaine Maxwell. Okay? Ghislaine Maxwell, as best I can tell from secondary sources, was running a prostitution ring for the Mossad in New York City. It included children, but they needed a boy and bring people in and kind of basically take it up to the presidential level. And so Jeffrey Epstein was managed by Ghislaine Maxwell. And one of the things people don't understand is that the Mossad doesn't just blackmail people for political influence and for money for Israel. They also blackmail corporate chiefs and others to gain special access to the computers so that they can plant backdoors. This is how Robert Maxwell made his name, with a software program called Promise that installed backdoors in all these government computers. They use these computer backdoors to get advanced knowledge to do insider trading. The greatest practitioner and enemy of the United States in the industrial espionage arena is not China or Russia or France or Germany. It's Israel and Great Britain.
Oh, wow. This is, oh my God. Let's listen to the last part.
The industrial espionage arena is not China or Russia or France or Germany. It's Israel and Great Britain.
Wow. There it is. There it is. Like I said in video 1, I saw this particular person, and then, okay, let me, one thought finish first. In video 1, I was saying, in my early years of doing the videos, looking into Harry and Meghan, and then I started doing researches, someone from the UK came to the US. Of all places that person went was somewhere in the South. And I was questioning myself because I wasn't really too familiar with everything that I know now. So I was like, why would this person go to the South? And I tried to look for that particular article. I can't find it. Okay, because the South, I guess the answer will be because the South, this is where a lot of racists lives. So they wanted the racists to be on the same page as them to get things done from the inside. Okay, so there's that. Let's go to the next one. I should start a new video by now, so I'm gonna have 3 videos tonight. Alright, so this is, you know what, the next video is gonna start with this because I have a lot of things regarding William's statement and things like that. So the next video will start with that. Okay, so please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. Alright, so the next video, I told you I'm gonna start with JTB. Thank you for watching.
Anaka. It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.